Do you guys want to know the difference between Hump Day in New York and Hump Day in Colorado? Nothing! Yes, there is absolutely no difference. But it is Hump Day, which means the weekend is oh so very, very, very close. So, yep, today's Wednesday. Day 7 for me, technically, in Colorado. Hey, I said I'm going to be here a while. Bear with me. I don't think I'm going to... Oh, actually, I know when I'm going to... I know when I'm going home, but I'd rather keep it a surprise for all y'all. That may have been the very first time I ever said all y'all in any of these videos. And that was the second time I've ever said that. But, yeah. You know, really digging the aesthetic of how I set everything up here. But, you know, force of habit, I always clean up my area before, I do the videos. Just to make things look nice, look interesting. I mean, I'm a guy and I'm a slob, but I want to make sure that I'm not so horrible that you guys think I'm like the worst person in the world. Then again, some people out there might actually think that for no reason whatsoever, but I don't care about those people. Some people like that are just plain crazy. Well, then again, I'm crazy, but for all the right reasons. Let's see. Well, yesterday was it was actually a really fun day. We all actually went into the city of Denver. Did ourselves some pretty good sightseeing. I went to the mall for shopping first, and I said this before, I'm not really much of a shopper, but I will admit there are some good products out there at, the local clothing and jewelry establishments, and just because I don't like to shop for them doesn't mean I don't think they look nice. I mean, of course I think things look nice. Then again, you're talking to a guy who's trying to keep optimism in a time when there's so many bad things going on in the world that, honestly, if I were to talk about them, I'd be beating a dead horse with probably another dead horse. Well, one thing we did yesterday, and this was awesome. It's actually something I've been trying to tell my family that we should be going to for a really long time. And that is for lunch, after we went shopping for a little while, we actually went to a place in downtown Denver known as Duffy's Cherry Cricket. Now you guys are probably wondering, what place is that and what do they have? Well, Duffy's Cherry Cricket is actually known for having the best burgers in the city of Denver. But that's not all. How do I know about Duffy's Cherry Cricket? Well, I actually watch Man vs. Food. Yeah, you guys know Man vs. Food. I mean, they rebooted on Travel Channel with a guy named Casey Webb, and he's okay, but Duffy's Cherry Cricket came on back when Adam Richard was on the show. Yeah, you guys remember that. That was fun. So, yeah, I can say I've been to a place that was featured on Man vs. Food before. And if you guys are wondering, the burger I had was awesome. But, you can have whatever you want on your burger. My burger had guacamole, a fried egg, bacon. You gotta have the crunchy water, red ring of death, and some onions. For those of you who don't know, crunchy water is lettuce and the red ring of death is tomato. Put a little ketchup on that. It was a really good burger. I mean, yeah, they charge you for the toppings on a burger, but I don't care, it was that good. So, yeah. But if you think, Duffy's Cherry Cricket, it's a pretty good place. They have darts, they have a dartboard. The service was awesome. But honestly, the coolest thing about this place, and I think this is incredibly awesome, and it really shows just how great the staff is overall. Believe it or not, that place, Duffy's Cherry Cricket, a few years after it was featured on Man vs. Food, had actually burned down. And obviously we went back when we went after, they rebuilt and everything. But you're probably thinking, what's so cool about that? Get this. The proprietor, the owner, the general manager, whatever you like to call him, when after the place is burned down, people, lose jobs. And when you lose your job, you can't get paid. Not the case with this. The owner of Duffy's Cherry Cricket actually paid all of his employees for the time that they missed in terms of, while they were rebuilding. Basically, they were paid for a whole year without going to work. That's awesome. That means those people who technically wouldn't have jobs were able to feed and support their families. And, do I even need to tell you how awesome that is? It was just great. And, after that, we did a little more shopping. We got some ice cream a little bit later. And we actually went back to my aunt's place. And I really got to tell you a little bit about my aunt. Because my aunt who lives out here is actually my godmother. And I love her to death. I love everyone in my family to death, but that goes without saying. And my aunt does not really cook. In fact, all her friends refer to her as Betty Crocker, as everything that she makes completely and utterly out of a box. For her, if it's more than 4 ingredients, she absolutely cannot handle it. And believe me, I've tried. In fact, a while ago, actually it was a few days ago, I actually showed her one of those YouTube videos by Tasty. You know what, I think I'm going to put a link to the description, the link to this particular video in the description below. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Anyway, it was basically 5 easy 2-ingredient recipes. Basically, these are things that she should easily be able to do. But only time will tell if it actually sticks. There are some things, that's actually one of the things I am subscribed to on YouTube is Tasty, and a lot of food-related things like Bon Appetit, Mashed, Eater, all those good things. Well, let's be honest, you've seen some of my photos on Instagram of me dabbling in the kitchen for a little bit, so, I like to cook, and, I like food, so, yeah. It's, pretty obvious that I'd be watching some of this stuff, because it interests me. But anyway, one of the things that, we did end up having is what my aunt calls Mexican surprise. And my father, buddy, he likes to say, if it tastes like Mexican, it's a surprise. But in all seriousness, it was, it's pretty solid Mexican food. We had, cut up steak, carnitas in a way, shredded chicken, rice. You gotta have your healthy vegetables. Your crunchy water or lettuce. There was tomatoes, or the red ring of death. Only they weren't really rings; they were just diced tomatoes. Which, yeah, you can. It's the jury's out whether or not it counts as the red ring of death. You got onions. Yes, I'm going to say onions. Refried beans. Honestly, refried beans just look like mud to me. I never really did care for how refried beans actually look. The thing of it is, refried beans aren't technically fried, I believe. But, they just look like, they look like really bright colored brown mud. Hey, I could say it looks like something else. Don't judge, okay? I'm sure if I actually tried it, actually I did try it last night, and it actually wasn't bad. But, honestly, there are plenty of things I can put on a taco or burrito that are better. You know, like salsa, cheese. Of course, there was plenty of salsa and cheese for last night's dinner. I mean, we're having Mexican food. It was great. And, you know, of course, guacamole. I mean, the guacamole we had was fine, but mine, I mean, you guys have seen the photos of my guacamole. In fact, I actually made my guacamole a week ago. Actually, it wasn't even a week ago, when we had the baptism and christening for my cousins Eli and Hudson, and my guacamole was almost completely devoured there. So, don't get me wrong, I like guacamole, just, I know that, let's be honest, when it comes to Mexican food, ladies and gentlemen, unless you're going to like a really good, top-notch, authentic Mexican restaurant, like they're featured on like Travel Channel or Food Network, like diners, drive-ins, and dives, or places like that, you know, homemade is just going to be better. It is. Homemade guacamole, or my homemade guacamole, but then again, you guys already know that, and I've been going over that a little too much as of now. Anyway, so, yeah, basically, unless you're going to like one of those authentic Mexican restaurants in the Southwest, which technically is where I am right now, to be honest, or, you know, there's actually a place in Horseheads called Garcias. I've been there once. I haven't been there since like, actually, you know what, I'll talk about, I'll talk about Garcias now. This isn't a Raider report, but, back when I first took Spanish at Horseheads Middle School, one of the things we did was for like extra credit. I mean, I was always a good student, so I didn't need extra credit, but the experience was fun. We actually went to Garcias and we ordered all of our food in Spanish. That was awesome. I haven't been to Garcias in forever, but actually, an interesting thing about Garcias is it's actually right next door to a bowling alley. So yeah, you can go bowling and then get Mexican food immediately after, or reverse. Actually, it would probably be easier if you bowled first to build up an appetite, then get your Mexican food. I think reverse would probably give you a relatively adverse reaction that shouldn't be mentioned on camera. Anyway, maybe I will go back to Garcia's one day. I should. I actually hear a lot of great things about it from a few friends of mine, particularly someone whose last name rhymes with a type of land, whose last name is basically the name of a landmark. So, there you go. Anyway, again, the moral of the story is, homemade is most likely going to be better than anything you're going to find at places like Taco Bell, or Del Taco, or Chipotle. But you guys can be the judge of that. I mean, you can do whatever you want. You don't even have to watch these videos if you don't want to. But please do, because honestly, I love making these videos. I love making these videos for you guys, and if I look like a complete moron, well, that's okay with me. So on that note, please like, favorite, share, and hit that subscribe button. I could really use the support on YouTube. I'm humbled I made this video for all of you guys to watch and enjoy today. I'm hopeful we all have a wonderful hump day. And remember, if any of you guys ever want to talk or chat, I'll always be here to lend an ear, and I'll always have your back. So take care, everybody, and happy hump day.